Hi everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel and thanks for tuning in for another video in the Sustainable Fashion 101 series. This video is all about Hermes. I've been covering lots of different luxury brands and looking at how sustainable they might be or maybe might not be. If you're new here, welcome. My name's Jessica, also known as Chicprofessor on Instagram, and I make videos on luxury goods, sustainable fashion, and workwear. Now, when most people think of Hermes, they think of top luxury. They are pretty much at the top of the charts. They have the most exclusive, expensive, and most would say luxurious brands. But do their practices follow suit? So that is what we are going to be looking into right now. When it comes to valuing their workers, most luxury lovers would say Hermes does it perfectly. They hire very skilled artisans who take days upon weeks to create some of their most luxurious products, and they pay them very well. So in that regard, their labor is great. However, not all of their labor falls under that skilled artisan aspect, and they say they have high labor standards and are very proud to promote that 62% of their workers do work in France, which has high labor conditions. However, they don't report on the other 38% and definitely don't discuss salary or how those people are being treated. They also really like to promote that they build quality products that are meant to last. And again, something that would be hard to dispute. We have Hermes bags that are many decades old and are still in beautiful shape because they do take a lot of pride in the creation of these pieces. And they also like to promote that they use natural materials, but we will come back to that one in a little bit. They are part of the UN Global Compact, and they do like to discuss some of the green practices that they are doing. Their buildings are green, and they do like to talk about the traceability of their materials and the things that they are doing to kind of keep energy consumption down in their buildings. So they do talk about all of that. And with materials, they really pride themselves on having very little offcuts. So with the leather, they say they use pretty much every piece of it. If something maybe isn't up to quality for a handbag, they'll use it for a handle of something else or the inside of a card holder or something like that. So they are really careful about not wasting materials and then recycling any materials that maybe they, for whatever reason, cannot use. However, most people, especially PETA, would say that their leathers are kind of the worst. They're beautiful. The quality of them is fabulous. They last for decades, but it would be very, very, very difficult for Hermes to argue that their leather is ethical and that their leather is maybe a byproduct of the meat industry or something like that, because they really source very specific leather, and those animals are born for those leathers and are usually killed at a young age. So ethically, they definitely are not the best in terms of leather, but sustainably, you can argue about the longevity of the leather and how it is created. We're also part of a few other small initiatives, but none of the things that they are talking about, besides that 62% number that they like for their employees that are in France, nothing is quantified, nothing is really detailed and spelled out specifically. So they make some large claims. They talk about the importance of sustainability, but they talk about the ones that align with their brand. So that longevity, using the natural materials, that sort of thing. And they are doing something, but I would say probably out of all of the different brands that I've talked about in this series and will talk about, they are probably doing the least and probably have the least amount of investment, we'll say, in sustainability. So that's not their business model. They're certainly not trying to move things online to be better about the environment or anything like that. That's just really not what they do. But there is something to be said about those materials lasting for decades and being something that's really looked after and repaired over and over again, and people aren't just going out and buying one after another. They're definitely not fast fashion. So that's it for this video. This one is probably the shortest because there's kind of the least amount to say about it. But thank you all so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. If you found out something new today, please share this with someone else, because sharing the knowledge is sharing the power, and we all want to be educated consumers. Thank you all again for watching. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.